and see how yesterday's meeting impacted you. What's up, Manny? What's going on, everybody? What's up, Chris? How are you, sir? Thank you for joining. Looking forward to having a great call. Let me switch this to my main screen. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. I've been having some issues. Thumbs up if you can hear me. There we go. Love the thumbs up. There we go. All right. So good morning, everybody. We are doing script practice this morning, and we are going to create a little bit more structure for the call. And let me just make my assistant, Kimberly, here, my co-host. Let me just give you some rules. This call, in order to be in the Zoom room for script practice, it is mandatory that your cameras have to be on and that you have to participate. Now, I understand that sometimes you may not feel ready. And if that's you, I'm going to encourage you to go over directly to my Instagram page, which is David Radney Push. And you can watch it there and just observe and listen and not have to participate. So if that's what you need, I respect it. However, if you're here, you're going to get until about 8:35, and then Kimberly's just going to remove people that don't have their cameras on. Fair? You guys get it? All right, cool. I'm removing you with love. Just know that. It's nothing personal. It's just this call here is for people who are really serious about engaging and practicing. And I want to be able to call on everybody and know that people who are in this room are prepared. And listen, I don't expect you to have all the answers. If you knew all the answers, you wouldn't be here, right? So this is to help you improve. And we have to learn how to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So with that being said, I wanted to just open up really quickly, share some wins with me. I want 2 or 3 agents to share a win from the previous week. Whether it was I picked up the phone for the first time. I've never made calls before, and I finally picked up the phone, or I got my first appointment, or I was able to convince someone to list with me, or I was able to get them to price it properly based on what I've learned on this call. Tell me someone who had a win. Raise your hand. I want 2 or 3 people to share if you had a win this week. And I'm going to start with Mr. Diego. What's up, Diego?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good seeing you this week, man.
Good to see you as well. We had a good time.
Yes, sir.
So wins. Very blessed to have 2 wins in the past week. One offer accepted with a buyer, and listing taken with a seller as well.
If you don't mind me asking, Diego, where did that seller listing come from?
That seller listing was actually a buyer that I was working with before who owns a house, and um, that came from a referral.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Perfect. So, guys, I'll say this really quickly and then we'll get into it. I'm sure Diego's on top of this. Make sure you're treating the people who give you referrals right. What do I mean by that? They send you a referral, send a thank you letter, toss in a Starbucks gift card, and make sure throughout the entire process you keep them updated. Hey, I took so and so out to look at homes. Hey, we put the property under contract. Hey, we just closed. And when you close, send them another gift and thank them. Teach them how you're going to treat them when they give you referrals. I promise you, if you do it that way, they will send you more. I can't stand when I send a referral to an agent and I don't hear anything back. I'm like, well, what's going on with my people? So we need to do our job. I hope that makes sense. What's up, Max? It was good meeting you the other day. Y'all can't tell, but Max is about 6'5", and he didn't know I'm 6'4", so we looking at each other like, what's up?
You're not 6'4", brother. You're like 6'6", man.
No, cut that out, man. It was good to meet you, though.
It was a pleasure meeting you. Definitely a pleasure meeting you in person, brother.
Absolutely. Got Tiffany Tucker on here in the new year. So I need 2 more people to give me a win. And I think you guys are overthinking this. I know that you had a win in the past week. Give me a win. Raise your hand. I want to hear a win. Hey, Tenez.
Call them out, D.
Tenez.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Oh, you're muted. It's hard to unmute on the phone. I know. 3, 2, 1. There we go.
My win, which I hope one day it's going to be a win of money making, is for the first time this week, I have participated in this actually all week long, these 6 a.m. Or 6:30 a.m. Practice role play and practice, which I have been putting off and for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I knew it's been important, and I just always hated even the thought. It made me cringe to role play, and here I am. So I guess it's a win.
What do you mean, you guess? It is a win. And if you really want to make sure it's a win, the conversations that you're having on the phone and with your clients, if you get a tough question or a tough objection, write it down. And when you go to those role plays, give them those objections and see how other people respond so you can learn different ways to respond. I think it's a major win. And it's a matter of, like I said earlier, learning how to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm proud of you. That's a big step. That's huge. That's huge.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Taylor, give me a win.
All right, let's see a win.
You're overthinking it.
I am too, big time. Actually, okay, so I started calling my sphere, and I think I got and I literally asked everybody if they knew of anybody who needed to either buy, sell, or invest in real estate, and and I got like 3 referrals so far, and I'm probably maybe 50 people deep.
So let me say this. You had to think about that. You got 3 referrals this week, man. That's good. That's what we want, right?
So, it's 5:30 here.
I know. Hey, Taylor's in California, and so all of y'all in Jersey who are like, David, it's a little early at 8:30. This dude is up at 5:30 in the morning in Cali. What? And I'm about to go to Maui next week and talk, and I bet I'm gonna have some people in Maui getting up at 2:00 in the morning. When you're hungry, you'll figure it out. And Taylor.
I'm showing up here today. I got to meet Therese. I didn't get to see her, but she was brave, she was courageous, and I get to see her here today. So that's a win for me to see her step up and role play and do what she needed to do. That's a win for me.
Oh, nice to meet you, Jerome.
Likewise.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so I want to go ahead and set the expectations for today. Kimberly, I got some people in the waiting room if you can get them in. So here are the expectations. We're going to do a little warm up. We're going to do that reverse objection handling. If you guys remember what that is, it's when I give you an objection, you can't overcome it. You have to ask questions. So I want you to get into the mindset of asking questions. We're going to start off with that, and we're going to do that for about 10 minutes. After that, today's focus is going to be tackling objections at the listing table. So we're not making phone calls. You're actually across the table from a seller, belly to belly, and you've gone through your presentation. And as you're wrapping up, the seller is going to give you objections like, well, we need to think it over, or hey, we may go ahead and just relist with our previous agent, or we're going to go ahead and do it for sell by owner. So whatever that objection is, you're going to have to overcome that objection. That's what we're going to do after we do our warm-up exercise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call on people, and here's what I want you to understand. If you give it your best shot and you can't overcome it, you can say, I'm tapping out, I need some help. We'll help you. That's the whole point of being here. All I want you to do is step out of your comfort zone. Let's have some fun. All right, y'all ready? All right, so here we're going to do 10 minutes of reverse objection handling. So I'm going to give you an objection and you can't overcome it. You have to ask me a question. All right, so I'm going to start off right now. Let me start off. What's up, Mike? How you doing, Mike, with the Adidas shirt on? Go ahead and unmute for me. I know you're on your phone, so I'll give you a second to unmute. And the objection I'm going to give you, hold on, I see you are meeting right now. And you got this, man. You're going to be good. I think it's at the bottom left-hand corner of your phone. And in the meantime, while he's unmuting, I'm going to there you go. All right, so here's my objection for you, Mike. We're going to relist with our previous agent.
I'm new to this. It's my first day here. Just got my license this week.
Well, first of all, congratulations to you for stepping up and being on the call like this, because this is going to help you hit the ground running. And so
Yeah.
if this is your first week and you just got your license, I just want you to think about this really quickly. You were working to get a seller, right?
Mm-hmm.
To meet with you.
Yes.
That's the objection they give you. Just from your gut, what do you think you should say? I know you don't know what to say, but if you did know what to say, what would you say?
So you're saying that you want to go back, you might want to go back to your other agent, you said? That was your
Yeah.
objection?
Yeah, they gave us a call, and we feel like we want to give them another shot.
I would say something along the lines about just before you go that route, can you just
Remember, ask me a question, though. You can't overcome the objection. Just ask me a question about my thought process.
about your thought process? What makes you think if they weren't able to do something for you before, that you think they can do something for you now?
Hey, that's a good response, right? Mike, so that's it.
Is
What
it?
are they
Okay.
going to do differently this time that they failed to do the first time? That's how I would clean it up a little bit. That's how I would say it.
All
But
right.
see, that you're a prime example of why I think people need to be on this call. You don't understand. You really do know the answers. You just may need to learn how to firm it up a little bit and how to say it a little bit more clearly and more direct. But what you said is fine. What do you think they're going to do? That's all you have to say. Good job, man. I'm going to let you off the hook. I appreciate you being here, but that's the right response. That's the right
Thank you. I'm a
response.
little nervous, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Listen,
I'm
man,
gonna keep listening.
we
I'll be
all
here every
nervous,
Friday.
man. Listen, man, we all nervous. Don't even worry about it. The whole point of this is to build you up and get enough practice so that it's like, oh man, there's this video, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna shut up. There's this video with Michael Jordan where he talks about winning the game shot. And they're like, man, how'd you do that? And he was like, you should have seen me at practice. I hit that shit all the time. That's the whole point of being here, so that you practice it enough. And when the seller actually says that to you, you're going to remember this conversation. And the first question out of your mouth is going to be, well, what do you think they're going to do differently? It's just going to come out because you practice it every day. So just show up every week, man. We'll make sure you're strong. Love it.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome. Denise, what's up? Unmute for me, Denise.
What's going on?
Hey, Denise, I really appreciate you, coming out and talking with us, but we're not going to relist with an agent. We're going to sell the property for sale by owner.
I hear you saying you're going to sell it for sale by owner, David. What exactly what is it? What's more important to you, netting the most amount of money or selling it on your own?
Love it. Great question. Yep. Because you're getting down to the nit of it, like nit and gritty. Like, what are you looking to accomplish? Do you want bragging rights that I sold my own home, or do you want to net the most money? And of course, my answer is going to be the most money, right? And then we'll be able to take it down a different route. Max, you want to volunteer? That's what I'm talking about. Y'all need to throw your hands up like Max. Don't wait for me to call you. I want to see who's hungry. All right, Max, here we go. So Max, listen, I like everything you have to say. I like you. I had an agent who came and said they would do the listing for 4%. So if you will do it for 4, I'll give it to you, but I'm not paying 6.
Okay, I understand. I understand that 6 might be a little high for you. But let me ask you this. What's more important in the end? Is it really just my commission, or is there some other thing that's more important to you about that?
Okay, I like that. Can I help you clean that up a little bit?
Absolutely.
So is it my commission, or what's really important to you? What you net, what you put in your pocket at closing?
I was gonna go there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was gonna try to do something else, man. But yeah,
It's all good.
of course.
So, or like if you're in front of somebody and they say that, I would say, so it's not really my commission, is it? It's really more of what you put in your pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see how I'm nodding my head? I have learned to do that because when I start nodding my head, the seller's like, yeah, it is what I put in my pocket. So you get them to kind of agree with you. Right answer, though, I would just clean it up with what I said. Good job, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I just didn't want to repeat what Tanae just said. I was like, damn, let me try to find another way other than what he had, just said, man. But I
It's
guess
all good.
that's just the way to overcome that same objection, right?
That's one of the ways. There are plenty of ways to do it, but it's one of the ways. And listen, you can say it your own way. Like that's the one thing about scripts. A lot of us feel we sound scripted, we sound canned, and we sound robotic. Once you know them and you internalize these scripts, your personality comes out. and it sounds different because you're delivering it. So even if they met with another agent that said the same thing, it sounds different coming off of you. Just know that.
I was
All
actually
right.
shocked that I was charging 6%.
Well, don't be.
And I was like, huh? You know what?
Don't be.
I'm still unsure about what the expected, well, not expected, but what the commissions really should be. I really haven't had much guidance on the commission section, so I'm still a little lost. I'm hearing 2 places, I hear 4, I hear 5. So I'm like,
Well, here's what I know. I know you're going to be a future push student. You know, we've talked.
yep.
You will be clear,
All right,
and
cool.
you will know your value. So don't worry about it now. I'll make sure you know. You'll be good.
Cool.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. You got it, man. Taylor, what's going on? And then I got Tanae, then I got Harvey, and then I got Keith. Hey, if y'all don't know this about Keith, this man is like a whiz when it comes to cooking food. I met him, and he just showing me pages and pages, brisket. Let me get back to scripts. Anyhow, he had my stomach growling. He had my stomach growling. All right, Taylor. So here we go, man. So Taylor, hey, listen, we're just gonna think it over. Give me a call back like around March or so. We're gonna take some time and think it over.
Okay, David, you're gonna think it over. I can appreciate you being honest with me. Just so I know for our next meeting when I call in March, what is it that you want to think about?
Perfect. That's it. Tanae, you up?
I'm up.
Yeah. So Tanae, my sister-in-law just got her real estate license, so we're gonna have to list with her. I appreciate you calling. My wife would kill me if I didn't get the listing to my sister-in-law.
Okay, David, I understand that. Family first. But can I ask you, is the only reason you're hiring your sister is because she's your sister? You feel obligated to hire her?
Great question. One thing I would love to correct there. Tanae, do you know what it is? I'm curious.
Did
It's
I say
one word.
try or but?
You said but. You said family first, but.
But.
So one thing I want you guys to remember, a rule of scripting and objection handling. Like if you say but, like, ooh, you look pretty today, but the whole pretty today goes out the window. So I want you to say family first. And I want to know what's more important to you. Are you hiring her because she's family or the best agent? Right?
Got
So
you.
no buts, guys. Cross that out of your vocabulary. And the word is and. And we do not say the word try. What do we say instead of try, guys? Tell me.
Intend.
Intend. Okay, so those are the 2 things. Harvey, what's up, sir? It was good talking to you last week. How are you today?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and give this to you. Harvey, listen, I know you're telling me 500. However, we really feel like our house is 550. So if you will take the listing at 550, we'll give it to you today.
David, so what I'm hearing from you is that you guys are pretty focused on a price of 550. Tell me how you arrived at that number, if you don't mind.
Love it. You're getting into it. You're finding out, are they really a local economist? Do they know what's going on? Or are they in fantasy land grabbing numbers out of thin air? It's a great question. Keith, I'm up to you. Hey, listen, we're not ready. We're not ready to commit right now. We got to take some time and actually think it over.
Sounds to me like I didn't answer all of your questions, David. If you could tell me what's left to think about. Let's get at it.
Love it. Sounds like I didn't answer all of your questions, especially if you've gone through push, because one of our first questions when we pre-qualify is, if you feel comfortable with me and confident that I can sell your home, do you plan on listing the house with me when I come out? When they say yes to that and you get to the house and they're not ready to commit, it means that there's something you didn't cover. It means that they have some unanswered questions. And so 2 heads are better than 1. Let's talk about it. What is that? Love it. Love it. Max, you already went, so I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna pick someone that does not have their hands raised, because this is what it's all about, right? Oh, I got 2 screens, so there are people I'm not even seeing on here. Hold on 1 second. Y'all hiding from me on the other page. Here we go. Ah, there we go. I see some friendly faces over here. All right, Matthew Winter, what's up?
Good morning, my brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Oh, I see Beverly's over here. Okay, I see a lot of people over here. Okay, what's up, Tiffany? So, Matthew, here's what I want to say. I appreciate you coming out. we're going to give it a run as a for sale by owner. I mean, we feel like we could do what our previous agent did, and so we're going to give it a shot. If you want to call us back in 30 days, if it doesn't go well, we'll entertain interviewing an agent.
I understand. And so are you saying that 30 days is all it's going to take for you to learn that? Or is there a certain amount of time that you believe the home is going to be able to get sold in?
Okay, that's a good question. I wonder. Let me ask this: who is paying attention right now? Bomika, is there anything you could tell Matthew to tighten that question up a little bit? Where's Bomika?
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, you didn't hear it? You didn't hear it?
I'm sorry.
It
No.
was perfect, Bomika. Don't worry about it.
And listen, here's the thing. Here's what I want to say to you. If you know questions to ask, it's going to give you more information. What we need to understand is that an objection is what? What is an objection, guys?
An
Unanswered question.
That's it. It's an unanswered question in the mind of a seller, right? And so if you're getting the objection, first and foremost, stop getting that deer in the headlight look. Be happy you got that objection. If they didn't want to work with you, they would just in the meeting, in the call. They're giving you the objection. They're interested. You just haven't answered something that's important to them. And so be happy you're getting that objection. Start asking some questions to find out why they're giving you that objection, what it means to them, and then overcome it. All right, good job, Matthew. All right, so it's time for us to go ahead and play our game. I'm done with this. We're going to move on to sitting at the table. Oh, what's up, Hazel? I didn't know you were on here. All right, what's going on, folks?
I was going to say,
Yes.
I was going to say to that, Mr. Sella, let me ask you a question. What if I walked into your law firm or I walked into court? How do you think I would do if you had your toughest client? It was like jail time for life. And I said to you, no, I'm going to represent him. Let me ask you, how do you think I would do on that trial?
Not great.
Why not?
I mean, you don't know what I know. You don't know the law. You haven't done this before.
Right. So when you think that I could represent you better on your sale of your biggest asset, because I know the law, I know what I'm doing, I have experience, would you think I would be able to, make sure that you're out of jail, that you don't get into trouble? It might be a little aggressive, but I know where I'm going with that.
No, and it's not aggressive. What you're doing is you're painting a picture. You're creating a little bit of doubt there, which I have no problem with. All I would say is, like, I don't want to make them wrong. I don't want to tell them they can't sell their house. I want to make it where they see that by using me, they're going to have a better outcome because of what you said, Hayes. I have the experience. I've done this before. I know the laws. I know the contracts.
Yeah. Well, I just want them to think that, well, how do they feel if I walked into their job? How would I do without any experience?
I love that. Are you doing one of those Instagram get ready with me videos right now?
Everyone.
All right, fair enough. All right, guys, let's get into it. So we're sitting at the table. You're across from the seller. This means you've gone through the listing presentation. You guys have discussed price. You've discussed commission, and they're going to hit you with this objection. And you have to overcome the objection. We're going to give you 2 minutes on the clock. I want people to raise their hands that want to be agents. I'm going to call on some people to be sellers. I want you to raise your hand, throw it up there. And if you don't raise your hand, I'm calling on some people. All right? Let me go back to my other screen because I can only see the hands raised on the first screen. All right. So I'm seeing some of the same people. Y'all keep your hands up, but I'm going to call on some people that don't have their hands up. Tanya. And I'm coming on Marsha next. All right? So Tanya, if you can unmute. Taylor, I would like for you to be the actual seller and give her the objection. You got, listen.
This is so hard.
Well, let me tell you this. Don't say it's so hard. Say, I'm here to get better, and every day I'm getting 1% better.
Sure.
What you're saying right now is a script, and that's not the script you want to speak into existence.
Sure.
You want to speak that you're here to get better every single day. And it's not hard. What I want you to think about is it's not about you getting the listing. Take your sales hat off. this person who's giving you this objection really got to sell their house and it's urgent. And they're going to make a decision on who they're going to list with. And they just have an objection. And if you can overcome it, that's your listing. And you got to think about your big why. I don't know what that is for you. It could be buying a new house. It could be paying for college. It could be whatever. But you have to think about your big why and go in there and say, like, this is my listing if I want it. And if they have an objection, my job is to answer it and overcome it. You got it. You got it. Taylor, give it to her, man. Let's go.
Just one objection, right?
Just one objection, and I'm gonna put 90 seconds up on the clock. And so the minute you give her the objection, once she starts talking, I'm going to actually start the clock. I'm not going to show you guys the clock because I know that puts a lot of undue pressure on you. I'm just going to have it here on my screen. Taylor, go.
Okay. So I appreciate you coming out. I really do. But honestly, I've got an appointment tomorrow with an agent, and I'm feeling really good about that appointment. So I'm not going to sign today. I want to wait to see what that other agent has to say.
Okay. Well, I do understand that you have options. There's so many agents that live in our area. But I do appreciate that you have actually, given me the opportunity to sit down with you. So I know that says something. I work very hard, and I know that when we originally talked on the phone, I asked you if you were confident that I could sell your house, that you would be ready to sign with me. So I'm thinking that maybe there's a few questions that you might still have that would give you, if I answer them, your concerns, maybe I would give you a little bit more confidence and in the reasons why you should choose me. Do you have any additional concerns that maybe I can clear up for you now?
No, I think you're great. I just want to see what that other agent has to say.
Okay. Well, I have sold homes in your area, but the main thing is, I've sold homes in different areas. The main thing, again, is I do sell homes, and I do focus on what my client needs and what they expect out of the offers they receive. And I work very hard to make sure the whole transaction from beginning to end is problem-free. Okay.
Time. So listen, you were saying all the right things. You need to just get to the point.
Okay.
That's all it is. And that's just a matter of practicing questions. Like, it took you a long time to get to, is there something I haven't answered? Okay. Are there some additional questions that I can cover with you that will help you make a decision today? Or what is it about this other agent that you're looking to hear? We've talked about price, we talked about commission. What else do you think they can share with you that would keep you from making a decision today? Like, there are other questions that you can ask. I would just say practice this, getting right to the point. So if you have a role play partner, you tell them, you give me an objection and I have to overcome that objection immediately.
Oh, wow.
Here's the rule. Don't say blah, 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 blah when you can just say blah. That's the rule. That's what I say in my push training program. And so I will also say this. I feel like if you were actually talking to a different actual seller, it might go a little differently. It's a lot of pressure being here on this call, being in front of everybody. So I recognize that too, and I appreciate you participating. Just ask questions. Get him talking. You want to do less talking and more listening. So ask the questions. And so what you want to do, if you hear powerful questions being asked on this call, write them down and create a booklet full of questions and break it down. Questions around commission, questions around interviewing other agents, questions around I need to think it over. Write those questions down, and that way when you have a seller and they say that to you, you'll go to that list of questions in your head and you'll be able to get more clarity on why they want to interview that other agent. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. Good job. I'm proud of you for stepping up. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see here. David Sales, you're going to be the agent. Max Tapper, I want you to give him an objection. He's got 90 seconds. And it could be any objection.
Okay. Thank you for contacting me. But
wait, hold on. Let me pause. We're sitting across the table.
Across the table.
Across the table. So it's like at a listing presentation.
Gotcha.
He's wrapped up his presentation. He wants you to sign. You have an objection that you're going to get.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You know what? I just don't think I'm ready to sign yet. I just don't think it's a great time. I mean, it's cold as hell outside. I just can't see people buying my house in the wintertime.
Yeah, no, Max, I'm totally here where you're coming from, and I totally respect it. Let me ask you, after me sharing my value proposition, and going through all the days on market and going through, my presentation, do you feel 100% that I can absolutely get your home sold for the most amount of money?
I'm not 100% sure. That's my problem.
Okay. So when you said that you're not sure if you're ready to list your property because of being in the winter time and that you're not ready for it, was it that, or was it more you weren't 100% confident that I could sell your home?
I'm not confident that you could sell my home right now.
Got it. Yeah, and I totally respect that, man. So what is it exactly that you're looking for in an agent?
I'm looking for somebody that has a probably more thought out plan. I heard a couple different things, but I feel like I need to hear more ways that you could sell my house.
Yeah, can you share a little bit more on what you mean by that?
You said that you'd list my home. You said that you can ensure that there'd be a lot of visibility. I need something else that hits me, that makes me really feel like you're the one to sell my house. I don't know how to explain what it is, but when I hear it, I know it.
All right,
Yeah,
time. All right, so I want to go back to what Max said in the beginning, right? He said it's cold, it's wintertime, nobody's looking for property, right? We need to be asking questions, and we can use stories, we can use objection handling. Max, I want you to give that same objection really quickly to Pete Kopech. Tell Pete wintertime, right?
Pete, I like what you got to say, but I just don't think this is the right time. It's so cold outside. I mean, I couldn't see myself buying a house in this weather or this season. So I don't think it's the right time to list it.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. So, is there anything aside from it just being too cold in the winter that would stop you from getting your home sold?
Maybe it's just I've had it listed before in the wintertime, and it just wasn't a good experience. We didn't get a lot of people coming to see the home. Our open house didn't have a lot of people. I mean, it was like a frigid day, the day we had an open house, and it was snowing. So, things like that make me not want to try to sell my home during the wintertime.
I got you, Max. So what I hear you're saying is you're concerned because of your previous experience that if you were to list your home in the wintertime, you could potentially be leaving some money on the table.
Not necessarily leaving money on the table, just not getting the home sold.
Just not getting it sold. And if you knew, Max, that if we listed it with the right strategy at the right price, that we could get buyers through your home and get this property sold, would you sell it now? Would you list it with me today?
If you can have a compelling argument to make me believe that, yes.
Perfect. So here's the thing, Max, is we actually just sold a bunch of homes last week, and we had 20, 30 people coming through the open house. So I can appreciate what you're saying. And one of the benefits actually of listing in the winter is when you listed before, right? I'm sure you probably had people did walk through and they didn't follow through with offers, and there was some looky-loos.
Time. I got to stop you. You guys know he was going down the right road, though. Mm-hmm. And you know that because he was doing what? Tell me something that Pete was doing.
Asking questions.
Asking questions.
Asking the right questions.
Mm-hmm. Right? Because listen, we're going to get that pushback. It's wintertime. Who's out there? I'll tell you who's out there. Serious buyers. Because people who just are kicking tires ain't going out in this inclement weather. The people who are out there right now have to buy a house. This is when we want to be on the market, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And if every seller thinks like Max and they want to wait until the spring to put their house on the market, and we deal with supply and demand, and a lot of inventory hits the market at the same time, how's that typically affect price?
Drops it.
It drops it. So do you want to sell your house when you can get potentially more, or do you want to put it on the market when there's a lot of competition where you can get less? I mean, you said it yourself, it drops the price, right? So Good job, Pete, man. You were taking them right down there. You were controlling the conversation through asking questions. That's the whole point. Questions, folks. Questions, questions, questions. It's so important. All right. So next up, I can't tell if you're driving. Bussy, you driving? Busey? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. I'll let you unmute and you tell me. Okay. Okay. For the seller, though, I want.
Well, I'm not. I'm about to start driving, but I'm idle right now.
Can you hold off and do a role play real quick?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, Diego, can you be the seller and give him and tell me the right way to pronounce your first name?
Who, me?
Yeah.
That's my last name. It's Bussy.
Okay, and what's your first name?
Kevin.
All right, cool. Diego, you're up. Give him a objection. He's got 90 seconds on the clock to overcome it.
Same scenario at the table?
At the table.
Got it. All right. Hey, thank you so much for your time, Bussy. Really appreciate it. Liked everything that you said. We do have 2 more appointments coming a little later today. So, we're going to wait to interview those 2 agents and see who would be the best fit.
Okay. I could definitely understand that, that you want to interview other people, but let me ask you a question. What is it that you're looking for in your ideal real estate agent? What do you want them to accomplish in this process of you selling your home?
I mean, we just want to get the most money.
So it's just money based. He's looking to gain the most money from the sale.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is our house that we've had for a very long time. It's pretty much our retirement fund.
Yeah, I understand. Well, what I can tell you is the brokerage that I'm with, Keller Williams Village Square, I don't really know the stats as of right now, but I got caught up right there. I didn't know what to say.
All good. Let me ask you this. If you did know what to say, what do you think you would have said?
I'd have basically gave them the stats of how much volume my office sells and revenue they obtained this year or last year.
Absolutely. So going over the LORE report. Do you know what the LORE report is? LORE?
No.
It stands for Language of Real Estate. That's it. So list price versus sales price ratio, days on the market, the volume that the office is doing, all those numbers. We all should be looking at that every month. We should know our numbers so that if it comes up, it's coming off the dome. I know you were in my office, man. I look forward to meeting you. That's awesome. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Same here.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. We'll meet soon. So, all right, Diego, any feedback for him? I know, Diego, you're on the phone. I know you make your calls. Anything you would tell him to say differently?
Yeah, I mean, he did well with repeating and affirming. Isolate, same thing what Pete did, right? Besides, you keeping your appointments for the next 2 agents, is there anything else you wouldn't list with me right now? Is there another reason, right? Find out if there is another objection. If not, no, I just, sometimes they don't want to cancel on people, right? Because they feel bad. So, really, really find out why it is that they want to interview the other 2 people.
Love it. Love it. And just a little caveat to this. You guys are going to meet with sellers and they are going to want to interview other agents. They just won't make a decision until they do. Here's one thing that you guys should have in your back pocket. You should have a list of questions that you give to the seller. Hey, if you're going to interview those agents, you want to make sure you're choosing the right agent. Here's a list of questions that you need to be asking them. And I want to tell you what my answers to those questions are. Here's the beauty of that. You get to choose the questions. So hop on ChatGPT and prompt it. I'd like you to give me a list of questions that I can give a seller if they're looking to interview other agents after interviewing me, right? And then get 20 questions, choose 10 of them, and make sure you know the answers and make sure those questions actually help you stand out, right?
Definitely.
Have that. Be prepared for that because there are some times that people just are going to do it no matter what. They will not make a decision without talking to 2 or 3 people, so control that conversation. All right, so I got Keith up next. Keith, I want you to be the agent, And Jerome, I'd like you to give Keith a objection at the table, listing presentation. Give him an objection.
Keith, yeah, I really appreciate the presentation. I'm just not sure you're the right person to actually get the property. So, Keith.
You're not sure I'm the right person to get the property sold? What exactly are you not sure about?
I don't know, like the marketing stuff, it sounded great. I'm just a little, I don't know.
Jerome, if I could show you a property very similar to yours that I put on the market 2 days ago, it's got 10 confirmed showings and actually 2 offers already came in. Looking to go highest and best in about 2 days. Did that change your perspective?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, see, proof is in the pudding. You know, my business sells itself. Check out 85 Fox Road, Edison, New Jersey.
Okay.
And you'll see for yourself. And then
Okay.
let me know.
All right.
So Keith, the only thing I would say is just keep in mind you're right in front of them. So this is at the listing presentation. So if it were me, it would be, let me open up my computer. Let me show you. This is it. This is what I've done.
Right.
Right. Here's an example. Here are the pictures. Like, here's what we've done.
Exactly.
And show him. But here's what I loved. I like your confidence, man.
Yeah. Keith, you did amazing. I was already sold. You know, you're like, what? I'm like, all right. I don't got nothing else to say. I was sold on the confidence because and the reason I gave you that is because most people struggle with objections. I didn't care what you said. It was the confidence for me. I was like, all right. I was ready to sign. So
yeah, I like the confidence too. And guys, that's the whole reason. What is the number one step when you're overcoming an objection? What do I teach you guys in Push? What's the number one step when you're overcoming an objection?
Smile.
Smile. Smile. That shows confidence. Will you lower your commission? I'm smiling like, come on, let's go. Because I will tell you this, if you're doing lead gen and prospecting like you should, number one, you should be standing up. Number two, you should have a mirror in front of you, right? So that you can make sure you're smiling, because that smile comes across in your voice when you're on the phone. If you looked at your face, a lot of times when you get objection, is that like, people lose confidence in you when you aren't confident. So you need to practice smiling. The 5 steps to overcoming the objection is to smile, acknowledge the objection, isolate the objection, overcome the objection, and then close. That's it. Make sure you guys are smiling. Make sure you have that confidence. All right, Keith, I see you. I see you. All right, Denise Jackson, what's going on? You're going to be the agent.
Okay.
And I am going to have Alberto give you an objection.
Denise, I like what you said, and I like it. I like your experience, but I had a friend of mine that has been in a real estate business also. I want to hear about him. What he has to say to me.
Okay, thank you for sharing that with me, Alberto. What's the reason why are you thinking about possibly talking with your friend? Is it because they're a good agent or because they're your friend?
I don't know. He told me everything, that he's a good real estate agent that has been doing business for a long period of time. I don't know, I just want to hear what he has to say about it.
Okay, I can respect that you want to hear the opinion, the option of your friend. But what's more important to you? Are you more important to getting the best agent to get your property sold, or you just want to keep the friendship?
Well, I would like to get the most money possible in my pocket, I don't care about the friendship at this point because it's the most important thing for my family,
Exactly. And definitely, and that's what I felt when we was talking, when I went over with you your motivation questions. You said that you want to get this property sold as soon as possible. And also, well, I'm not sure if this is for you, but my team and I have sold 3 properties in your area, and we have managed to get over asking. So how would that make you feel if we could do that for you?
Wow, that you had confidence on what you are doing now. You sold 3 properties. How long ago?
We sold 3 properties in your area, and we have actually got it over asking, offers over asking.
How long
How
ago?
would you feel if we could do that for you, Alberto?
Yeah, how long ago?
Last month.
All right, time.
Mhm.
Denise, how do you think you did?
Okay.
What do you think you could work on? What's one thing I might tell you to work on?
being more be more direct
Be more direct
and be
and
more concise.
get butt out of your vocabulary.
But yes.
Said it twice. So work on getting that out.
Okay.
We have to be more direct. Like, listen, these people aren't going to give you a lot of time. You want to get right to the root of it, be more direct with it. Love it. Love it.
That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Tanae, you're going to be the seller. Marsha, you're going to be the agent.
Hi, Marsha. Listen.
Well, he's not unmuted yet. Marsha, you got to unmute.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, she muted again.
Oh, there we go.
Marsha, thank you so much for taking your time to come out and see me today. I appreciate it. It sounds like what you're doing is great, but I really just can't. I don't want to pay 6% commission. That just seems like too much to me. And the other agent I spoke to yesterday was offering 5%. So because of that, I'm going to have to pass.
I can understand that. Let me just ask you a couple of questions. Is the commission the issue, or is netting you the most amount of money what's most important to you?
Well, of course, I want the most money, but I feel like the higher the commission, the less money I'm going to get. So it's kind of like both, I guess.
So here's what we can do. If you don't mind opening up that pre-listing packet that I sent you, let's flip to page 4. And on there, you will see that my average list price to sell price ratio is 114%. Did you happen to ask the other agent yesterday what their list price to sell price ratio is?
You know, to be honest, I didn't. I didn't even think to think about it, to be honest with you.
And if you flip to the next page, you will see those QR codes that I included in the package that you can scan. Not only does it show you the homes that I've sold recently in the area, I also have images in there of open houses that we've hosted showing that we've had a minimum of 50 groups of people per day, and that we had 42 offers on the last home that was 2 streets away from yours.
Wow, that's impressive. So, but like, what does that mean for me? Like, are you going to get me over asking?
So what that means for you is that the commission becomes a non-issue, because at the end of the day, I will net you more money and cover my commission on my own.
Okay. Mic drop. Hold on a second. Damn it, mic drop. So Marsha, let me say a couple of things about you. Number one, I love your confidence. I love your focus. I love that you were prepared. I love that you had your numbers. I love that you used a pre-listing packet. I love that you got your goals behind you. And we met this week, and I know what your goals are, and I know what you're looking to accomplish. And based on what I'm hearing right now, I know you will. That was awesome.
Can I tell you what you don't know? I am literally shaking right now. I'm so nervous. This is like my worst nightmare.
Shake all the way to the closing table, because you got that. You got that. What I will tell you is this. Tanae had to serve it up to you, and she shouldn't have to. You tell them what's in it for them. She shouldn't have to ask you. So when you're telling her my list price to sales price is 114, and she didn't know what the other agents was, then flip that and make that work for you. Well, typically what we're seeing in the MLS is that most agents are getting their sellers 100% of list price, which isn't bad. I get 114. Here's what that means for you. If I'm getting you 14% more and your house is priced here, that means by hiring me, you can potentially put this much more money in your pocket. That wouldn't pose a problem for you, would it? And if I could do that, is it really about the commission? No. I'm putting more money in your pocket, right? Or you could say my commission is 6. However, if I got you over asking, would you pay me 8? And they're going to say no. Well, then let's just meet at the middle. I'm not going to do 5. You don't want to pay more. Let's do the 6 we agreed on. Show them what's in it for them, because you got the numbers, you got the stats. Just talk about it. I thought that was really good. Good job.
Very good.
I'm looking forward to working with you. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's good stuff. All right, so let me just check my time really quickly. So it's 9:20. I want to say this. Thank you guys for answering the call last week and inviting more people, because between Zoom and Instagram today, we hit over 80. And you guys know my goal is to get to 100. So I know a lot of you guys, Jerome and Taylor and everybody's been sharing. I really appreciate that. Let's continue to share the word. All right. So we, who am I going to choose next? Okay, I want to choose somebody. Manny, you're going to be the agent, and Therese. Well, no. Beverly, choose somebody you know. Give Manny an objection.
Wait, I'm the seller.
Oh, no, let me back up. I want Manny to be the agent. Beverly, you're the seller. If I said that wrong, Manny is the agent. Beverly, give him an objection, and you know, Manny, make it tough.
Hi, Manny. Okay, so we're at the table, right?
At the table.
Okay, I heard a good objection this week. Manny, listen, you're a really nice guy. I appreciate what you were saying, but we're not going to give you an exclusive listing. We're gonna just keep it as a listing where other agents can come and try to sell my house as well.
I understand. I appreciate that question. I appreciate that and that response, Beverly. Is there anything that I didn't answer during our meeting?
No, I think you're great. I just just want a little more exposure, so we're really going to just not sign exclusively with one agent.
And what do you think is important about keeping it open with every single agent out there that's not just working directly for you? What do you think that gets you?
Gets a lot of agents working for me and finding buyers.
But do you think it'll get the right agent that's only going to work for your needs, that's going to protect your interests, is going to wake up every day and lead generate, reverse prospect to get the most buyers for your property?
Not sure. But I know we're getting a bunch of different people and they'll
And don't you think you want somebody that's working exclusively for you, working 100% for you to get you, where'd you say you needed to go? Atlanta for your new job in 45 days. Don't you want somebody that's just working for you?
Well, I thought about that and I
Pause. Okay. So Manny, you were asking some questions.
They were good questions.
They're good questions. Taylor mentioned something about a dating reference. I'll ask him about that in a second. You know what came to my mind, Manny, the minute she said that? Do you remember the Feel, Felt, Found script that we talked about in the past?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking it's something like, Beverly, I understand why you feel that way. I've had other sellers that have felt the same way. And what they found was just keeping it open and letting a lot of different agents bring buyers in, they weren't represented. And those buyer agents, their job is to look out for their clients, get them the best price and get them the best terms. If you do things your way, who's looking out for your best interests?
So I wanted to get to that point, but I felt that maybe I dragged it out maybe a little too long. I should have got there a little sooner. I think I had Beverly in the first couple of seconds and I should have got there sooner and then dropped a line. Like I wanted to say this one line, put me to work for free, and I only get paid when I bring you a suitable offer, and then stop it there.
I got you. And listen, that's a script I use all the time, and it does work. And you do need to be more direct. Like just get right to the point. Create some doubt. What I was working to do with that script is create the doubt. Like who's looking out for you? Who's going to make sure you're getting the best price and getting the best terms? So that's what we want to create there. Be direct. Taylor, what were you saying to Manny about a dating scenario, dating script? I'm kind of curious about that.
I mean, I was just throwing it out there, like as a question mark. I'll throw it out, but you can tell me if it's good or not. So, like, Beverly, let me ask you a question. Would you rather date like 5 guys or 1 guy? Like one guy who's faithful and loyal and make sure that he opens your door, gets you to dinner and back, like, or 5 guys who just don't really care about you, like, or, I don't know, maybe that's going off on a side note. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be too much. I don't know. You can tell me.
Well, don't you have to date different people to find out who the right one is for you?
You're right, you do. And when you found the right one, would you continue to date?
if I found the right one, no. But okay, I see your analogy. I see exactly what you're trying to say.
I see your point though, but if she doesn't feel like you're the right one, then you're making her argument that she still needs to continue to date a little bit. So that could backfire on you. I see where you're trying to take it. I think you just need to work on firming that script up, because what I hear you telling her to do is keep dating. I don't know if anybody else heard it that
Or
way.
you could make it like dating is like the interview process. So wouldn't you interview at least one person at a time to make sure that they're the best fit for you before you go on to that?
There you go. Barclay, Mr. Miami. What's up, man? All right. So everybody can put their hands down right now, because I want to wrap up. But before I wrap up, Tanya, can I coach you really quickly on something? Yes, you. Go ahead and unmute it. I promise you it's okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I've been thinking about you this whole time, because you were me when I started. Like I didn't know what to say, and I just kept talking and talking and talking and talking. That used to be me all the time. I want to give you one objection, and I just want you to just stop for a second to think. Don't respond immediately. Take 5 seconds and ask me a question. All right?
Okay.
Tanya, listen, we are going to relist with our previous agent. What's the question you should ask me to get some clarity?
What is most important to you about listing with your previous agent?
Okay, that's a question. Give me another question. Tanya, we're going to relist with our previous agent. What's another question you could ask me?
How did you arrive at hiring your previous agent?
It's a great question. Give me another question. We're going to relist with our previous agent. I mean, what do you want to know? Like, if you're sitting there at the table and you want that listing, and I'm sitting there telling you I'm going to relist with my previous agent, what do you want to know?
I want to really know, what do you think that agent's going to do differently this time around
That's what
that
I'm
they
talking
didn't do the
about.
first time?
That's it. That part.
Okay. Every
That's
agent
where I
wants
want you to go.
Okay.
That's where I want you to go. So you got this. You got this. Ask the questions you want to know. Like, what do you think they're going to do? They had it for 6 months. Are they telling you they can do something different? Oh, so what I hear is they held back the first time. There were things they could have done that they didn't do. Do you really owe them another shot?
Exactly.
You
Yes.
don't owe me on anything. You don't owe them anything. You owe it to yourself to make sure your property gets sold, don't you?
Exactly. Time is money.
Work on that. Like, work on that with the questions. You did
Okay,
great,
can
though.
I-
You pulled out several questions. Like, that was good.
I'm
Can I
trying.
can I jump in here for a second?
Go for it.
Because I've had like 8 sellers tell me that, and none of so when a seller says like, oh, this is what they're going to do differently, or they're not going to do anything differently, they're not going to throw their agent under the bus. Like the ones that I've talked to are like absolutely loyal, and they're like, well, it doesn't matter, it was the market, it wasn't me, or it wasn't the agent, it was the market, or they're a top producer in this area, like they're a heavy hitter, so that's when I'm going to go back with them.
So you're getting it, Tanya. Thank you,
Yes.
Taylor. I appreciate you. So, guys, today we tackled, asking questions, and I think everyone's seeing the power of asking questions and overcoming objections. I want you to know this: objections are not rejections. They're opportunities in disguise. These are people who want to work with you. They're just waiting to hear the right thing. And so you need to be very scripted. You need to know what to say and how to say it. That's the whole point of you guys being here today. Did today make a difference? You guys get a good impact from today's class? All right. There's so much room for us to grow. I hope you guys know that. And so what I want to do is I want to invite anyone on this call that love what they learned today and they want to get stronger and they want to get better at their ability to answer questions, ask questions, overcome objections. I want to invite you to stay for another 10 to 15 minutes. I want to talk to you a little bit. And more importantly, I got some people who've been through my push training program who are going to hold off and stay here as well. I want you to hear their experience going through push and how it changed their mindset, how it gave them confidence, and more importantly, how it changed their business. So for those of you who know that's not right for you, you feel like you're good, call's over, you can go ahead and bounce out. I'm okay with that. And I want to say congratulations for being here today, because you are investing in yourself, and that's what I'm here for. And everyone else, stay on. We're going to have a little powwow for about 10 or 15 minutes. And what I want to do is apply for the job to be a coach and mentor you need so that you can take your business to the next level. All right. So here's what I just want to say really quickly. You guys give an hour every Friday, and I'm so proud of you for investing in yourself. Real estate is just a scripted business. We're scripted at everything we say and everything we do. And that's what my push training program is all about. It's teaching you the script and teaching you what to say and teaching you how to do it. I think we all understand the 3 L's of real estate. You get the leads, you get the listings, you get the leverage. That's what it's all about. And so the push training program really teaches you how to do some things that Marsha was talking about. How to pre-qualify, how to send out a pre-listing packet, how to learn the listing presentation, soup to nuts, how to learn it until you can't get it wrong, how to internalize that script so that you can be part of the conversation and not be thinking about how to respond and what to say next. So once you have that down, then we get into calling for sale by owners and getting on the phone. And I know that may sound a little backwards, but here's what I know from personal experience and from coaching. If you don't have the confidence that you can handle the listing presentation, you're not going to push as hard as you need to push on the phone to get the listing appointment. So I need to make sure in the beginning you understand how to handle a seller that says, yes, I'm interested in meeting with you. So we go through how to pre-qualify and make sure you're getting in front of a ready, willing, and able seller, how to send out a pre-listing packet, which should be in it, and then how to sit down belly to belly and go through a canned listing presentation that answers all their objections, answers all their questions, and then more importantly, how to close. Not once, not twice. Me and Matt were talking about this last night. Close 5 times. Like, you got to close multiple times. And once you're at that point where you're like, I got it, I know I can handle a listing presentation, we go into getting on the phone. I even make calls with you. We call for sale by owners. You're going to call expired. You're going to learn what to say and how to say it so that you can create those opportunities to get listings. And here's what my mentor told me damn near 20 years ago. Be listing focused so you can have control over your schedule. More importantly, and this is what I loved about being listing focused, I negotiated my pay up front. I'm not taking buyers around guessing what I'm getting paid. I know what I'm getting paid because I negotiated it. And I learned how to be a strong negotiator, and I know my value. And Max, if you're still on here, or maybe he's not on here, but yeah, 6%. Come on.
I'm here.
All right. So that's it, man. You're going to learn what your value is and how to show your value and all those things. You guys saw Marsha talk. You can't tell me she didn't show her value when she said, open up that page and let's go here. And I get my seller 114. And here's what I did for my client. That client is like, oh, well, I see why she charges what she charges because she's showing her value. That's what we need to learn how to do. So I want you guys to know this. I didn't prompt anybody who went through push on what to say. All I did was send a text and said, hey, after my call tomorrow, I want to talk to a few people who might be interested in push. Would you mind sharing how it helped you and helped your business? And I have a few people on here. So those of you who've taken push that would want to share something, can you raise your hand and I'll call on you? Well, actually, let me just call on you. Pete, can you share something with the people? And then I'm coming to Barclay.
Yeah, I think for me, push, you kind of already touched on it with Max. And, that was what popped into my head when Max had said that earlier in the call, where it's like, I don't know, I think it was Max who said, like, I don't know what, not the standard commission is, but like, I don't know what kind of commissions I'm up against or what I should be charging. And I think when you like, the benefit of push is that you will know your value, and you'll not only know your value, but you'll be able to articulate your value, and you'll be able to show if you do the right things, if you are a good person, if you are a great agent, if you have the seller's best interest in mind, they should want to pay you what you're worth. And I think it helps you, like, when you think about stuff, right? Like someone was mentioning, like, an attorney, like, if you were getting sued and you needed a defense attorney, would you want the cheapest attorney? No, you'd want the best in the business because it's your livelihood. And that's the same thing we deal with. I think a lot of times people poo-poo our profession as like not necessarily the same as like a doctor or an attorney, but you better believe we have a huge responsibility and obligation. And if you're not learning your scripts, you're not learning your scripts to manipulate somebody. You're learning scripts to help articulate your value and help them understand why hiring the right person, the good person, the one who's going to fight for them, is worth paying that extra money. And in addition to that, when they don't pay you that commission, that they're actually hurting your ability to show up and provide what you need to provide. So push helped me learn that. Since I took push, I am a top, I get 6%. Like, it's what I do. And people sometimes like think, oh, damn, I'm going on an appointment tomorrow. And the seller was like, he already called me because I messed up my script when I went on the pre-listing appointment. And I know I did that, but that's also part of it too. Is like, you learn when you mess up, you're like, all right, I messed that up. I got to go fix it. But, and he called me and he was talking to one of his buddies who said, oh, his mom's a really big agent and it should be 5.5, not 6, whatever. I'm prepared. I'm not even going to blink. And I didn't blink when he called me with the call, because when I said it to him in person, I knew I was going to be getting that phone call. And when you're a professional and you know your stuff, you can anticipate these kinds of things and learn how to get better at them. And that's what push did for me. I'm a 2-time push graduate. And if you are looking to get better, if you are looking to earn more money, because you'll see a lot of people out there that sell a lot of homes, but it's about your balance sheet, and push helped me improve my balance sheet. So, I can't thank David enough. And I think the added benefit is D-Rad's always here for a lot of us. I don't think that's any question, but I know that by taking push, it helped our relationship, that we got closer because of it. And we're still friends and we get to hang out. So that's kind of an added benefit. You get to hang around with D-Rad.
Yes, sir. We get to hang out today. I'm looking forward to it, my man.
Yeah.
So, man, I wish that was recorded. That was a good commercial. Oh, it is recorded. I'm using that. That's commercial, man. Diego, what's up, man? And let me just tell this, and Diego may say this, but I have to say this. This dude, no, you go ahead and talk. You go ahead. I'm gonna be quiet.
I don't know what else to say after Pete.
Well, how about the fact that you took push before you even had your license?
Yeah. I still didn't have my license, and first thing when I walked into Village Square was there was a push program, and it was gonna teach me exactly what I needed to do to do well in this industry. So I did that. And it taught me a lot. Number one, confidence, right? When you do get the appointment, once you're making these calls and you do get an appointment, even if it's a referral, let's say it's not from a cold call, right? And you get it, I don't know, your friend's mom wants to sell, right? You want to make sure that you know what you're talking about, how to say things, and specifically what to ask, so you can discover. It's a discovery meeting, right? So you could discover how you can help them best.
Love that.
Yeah, confidence for me was the key, to everything, right? Knowing what to say.
Thank you, Diego. And you're absolutely right, because when we're not confident, the seller's not confident in us, and they'll never make a hiring decision. So we got to have the confidence. So I appreciate you saying that. I think you're absolutely right. Barclay and then Bomiko. What's up, Mr. Miami?
Chilling, bro. When I took push, I remember I went on a Figbo listing appointment, and I legitimately thought I had it. Everything went well, blah, 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 third. So the guy called me back, and he was like, sorry, we're going with somebody else. And I told David about that, and he was like, so why not you? And I'm like, I don't know. He was like, call them and ask them, why not you? Take the feedback that they give you to learn how to get better for the next time, so you don't make the same mistake. So I did. I called him, and he was like, you talk too fast. So even though you were saying all the right things, I felt like I couldn't connect with you because you talked too fast. And I called David and I told him, like, you see, now we got the feedback that we need. Now we know what to work on when you're talking to different people. So then that got me interested in learning about personality types, body languages, and stuff like that. So even when we feel like we lost, he will still force you to like make you slow down and think about like, okay, what could you have done better? And even asking yourself questions like, yo, I see you listed with another agent. Congratulations. But what did I do wrong? Or why did I not answer? So sometimes it's bigger than just like getting the appointment or getting the listing. It's also about the growth, about how to get better for the next time. So that's one thing that push definitely taught me. And I'm very grateful for today.
Love that, man. Thank you for sharing that. And listen, you talk fast. I talk so slow. And the thing that I had to learn was mirror and matching. Therese is asking in that comment. And one thing I teach and push is we have to learn how to mirror and match. Because if you're talking too fast, some people might like you and like what you said, but they don't feel like they're in rapport with you. And so the best way to build that
Yeah.
rapport is learning how to talk like they talk. If they're a slower talker, slow down. If they're a faster talker, speed up. And Therese, for me, I put a picture of a rabbit on my computer to remind me to go fast. If you talk fast, maybe put a picture of a turtle to remind you to slow down. However, your role play partner should be helping you. You should tell them, I have a habit of talking fast. Check me on that and tell me to slow down. The more you practice it, the better you get. Diego, I forgot that story. And it's so impactful for us to call in and get feedback. People will tell us if we ask. So I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. Bomika.
Hi, everyone. I cannot thank David and Push program enough. It gave me the confidence that I needed. And I know the first time when I was in Push and I would freeze. I am a 3 times Push graduate because every time when I was in Push, I learned something new. The ability to handle the objections, it gave me that confidence. I still have my booklet. I still follow that script, and the power of active listening and how to respond to the objections, smile, acknowledge, all those things, so important. And I remember when, I started making calls and I got my first listing. It was an expired, turned for sale by owner. And when I went to that appointment, there was a for sale by owner sign. And I was like, okay, it's going to be that conversation now. So I went, we discussed, he signed, I came, and I took that sign out and I gave it to him. That felt, I cannot tell you that feeling that now, and his property was on the market for 2 years and it sold within 2 months over asking. So everything, what I spoke, what I did, what I told him was the outcome that I learned in Push, the practice, the writing, the objection handling every single day. And it's a habit now. So I cannot tell you how beneficial it would be to join and to go through the process. You're going to see a difference.
I love that. And Bomika, I remember something. Was that the expired that had additional property they gave you?
A rental, yes. So my majority of my business has been the expired business. So I spoke with them. They were not ready to sell the house, but then I have listed 4 or 5 of his properties. Every year we do that, different properties, and he just decided to work with me. He had an agent. It's a different, but then, I've been working with him. He's my client. And, eventually we're going to sell his home. So
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Bomika. I appreciate you. Taylor, what's up? Taylor just finished up my program.
Yep.
What's up, Taylor?
I just finished in October. Yes, it will give you the confidence. I tell you, my confidence was like super low after taking Push. It's night and day difference. But I also want to be very, very direct about Push. So I feel like there's 2 kinds of people. Those who go through Push, and then when they're done, they don't keep going with it. And then there's the other people that take Push, stay plugged in, come to these calls, and get better. And if you're a little like me, then you go all out on Push, write your scripts, and stay plugged in. And I'm consistently getting better. And you have to learn, you have to know that you're going to suck at first. You're going to suck on the calls. It's not going to be good, but you have to go through that to get better. So, and I'm doing that right now. So,
and Taylor, I have to ask you something. A lot of people that I talk to who are interested in taking Push, they tell me about all these other coaching programs that they went through, and it's like, yeah, I went through it, and then it was over, and then there was nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak to that? Like, you took it in October. How often do we talk?
Oh man, I feel like sometimes daily, at least 3 times a week though, 2-3 times a week minimum. Mine, outside of the morning mindset calls and Friday script practice. So, and I took a coaching program, and they're like, hey, yeah, let's get you in here, let's get your business going, like blah 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 blah. Let's make you amazing. And then you're like, hey, it's not working out for whatever reason, and it's just cold turkey. They shut you off, they close the door and act like they've never met you. But
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, I look at this. You don't get that. This is free help. I haven't seen anybody else with that.
And listen, the reason I do that, I know what it's like, man. I want to be the coach and mentor I needed. And when you join Push, you're not just joining Push, you're joining my tribe. I don't just say goodbye because Push is over. Everybody who's been with me knows I stay plugged in because your success is my success. I live by Zig Ziglar. You help enough people get what they want, you always get what you want. I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. And I love what I do, and I lean into it every single day. So I got to wrap up quickly because I do have a call. However, I want to say this. I put in the chat, if you guys want to find out more about Push, click on the link and book a call with me, and we'll see if it's right and if I can get you a space in the program starting on February 11th. Book a call. Keith, go ahead.
Thanks, Dave. I'm supposed to be on my way into the office right now. You saw Donna just walk by me.
Yep.
What I want to say to your audience, okay? Because folks, I just celebrated my 65th birthday, the day after New Year's, and there's two things I've learned about I've been in sales for 45 of them. Two things I've learned. One is that one way or another you're gonna get what you pay for, and two is sales 101. The best way to get anybody to do anything is to make them think it's their idea. Now, I just met David a couple of days ago, my first time ever seeing him, hearing his name. But he brings all of that to the table. His energy, I gotta say, Jedi, the force is strong with you, my brother. Now, I'm coming back after a year hiatus, okay? I lost my brother last January, and I had to take some time off. And like anything you worked out with your mind, your body, if you take time off, your reflexes get slower, your muscles get a little softer, and you gotta rebuild them. Now, I'm very picky and choosy about who I mess with, but I'm gonna mess with this brother. And it took him one day to convince me of that I don't convince easy. Now I gotta run to the office and be with the folks. David, you're gonna hear from me real soon. Everybody, if you're not on this program, get on this program. Talk to y'all soon.
Wow. I'm so glad that was recorded. Yes. All right. Tanae, I want to get Tanae and Matt just real quick, and then I gotta hop on this call. Jerome, bear with me. Tanae.
Really quick, everybody said mostly of what I was going to say, but David has been so inspirational in my journey, not only in real estate, but just in life in general. This Push program, it really is life changing. I'm not just saying it. This is not a paid advertisement. This is real stuff because it transformed my mind, the way I think, the way I act in general. I graduated Push last May, I believe. I'm taking it again this February. I'm in a different headspace where, I'm just so ready. I'm so charged up. And what I learned earlier, I'm definitely applying now, but it's gonna be so much better now because what I've learned through this process, you could be in the business 5, 10, 20, 30 years. You never stop learning. And with a person like David on your side, you're only gonna get better. This is my year. I'm claiming it, and Push is gonna help me get there.
I love that. And Tanae, I'll send you that cash app later on. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks for staying.
Matt, man, if I can have you have final word, I want to wrap up with you if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, everybody kind of nailed it on the head. You get all of that, I think, but the biggest takeaway that you get from Push is David Radney, right? So like we all know that there's other coaches out there who, Tom Ferry, Brendan Mulrennan, you name it. You probably got on the internet and found some coach who's selling you something somewhere along the lines for comma money, right? And you're like, what do I do? Where do I invest my money? Well, first of all, you should invest in David only because, well, he's the cheapest of the other ones, but you got to remember you're going to get him in a belly-to-belly environment and the ecosystem, right? Like I'm part of his ecosystem. There are people who are on this call right now who are part of my ecosystem as a result of being part of the ecosystem. So, you're going to get an evergreen ecosystem that is going to keep you up to date with the trends and changes that are happening in the real estate industry, which you need to know to stay ahead of your competition to make money. So it's more than just scripts, right? Words are just words. It's the confidence to carry yourself and launch your business, into a trajectory. I mean, I'm in my office. I wasn't in this office before I was in Push, and now I'm part of one of the top teams in New Jersey. We give over $400,000 in commissions back to heroes a year.
Wow.
So, figure out what, it's more than just scripts. It's a stepping stone in how you want to run your business and how you want to keep feeding that machine. It's the ecosystem.
Wow. So those of you guys who are entertaining taking Push, you should do it in February, because after what Matt just said, I'm having a price increase. Price going up.
Yeah. Yeah. We're charging more.
I'll wrap up by saying this. If you're on the fence, book a call with me. Let's have a conversation and see if it's a good fit. I'm not here to pressure you into registering for Push. I want to give you the information, show you who I am, and allow you to make a decision. Whatever
David,
you decide, I respect.
I gotta finish. I'm sorry. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is a big point. This is a big point.
Go
If
ahead.
you're not committed to it, don't waste your time.
Amen to that.
Genuinely, because it's very intensive. It's 5 weeks. I can tell you right now, the first week you're going to write your listing presentation out by hand. I did it every day. Right. So don't do it if you're on the fence, you're not committed. If you're not committed, I'll put my Instagram on the side. You can message me. Okay. If you're unsure, I'll convince you. I'll show you tangible proof.
And that's the whole point of doing this
life.
conversation, man. I want to find out what your why is and what's important to you, because I only want people who are hungry, who are serious. I'm willing to pour into you. You have to be willing to be coachable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the link is in the chat. If you guys want to book a call with me, I'd love to talk with you. I need to bounce out. I'm already behind on the commitment I made, and I apologize about that. However, I want to say thank you to everyone who stayed on, who shared, and everyone who participated today. Congrats on taking a step further to get better at your scripting and objection handling, so that you guys can get out there and get your unfair share. Those of you on Instagram, if you want to book a call with me, send me a DM. I'll send you a link. I got to bounce out of here now. Listen, happy Friday. Pete Kopeck, who you guys heard, will be hosting the call Friday of next week. You want to attend, he's great. I'm going to be out in Maui, so he's going to handle that for me. There is no morning mindset call next week, no real talk next week, because I'll be traveling. Pete's going to cover Friday script practice, so make sure you join next Friday. I will see you guys. Y'all be good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.